noses, the shape of their eyes, and the form of their small but well-proportioned bodies. Both originally come from Siberia. The Yanomama crossed the Bering Strait, taking a land route to South America, while the Filipinos landed on their island by way of sea. During the preparation of their rehao, a great collective feast coinciding with the ripening of the calabash gourds, the girls make great use of a vegetable coloring known as uruku. Yanomama from friendly neighboring villages are already marching through the jungle on the way to the festivities. The exact day of the ceremony is calculated by the waxing and waning of the moon, while the amount of time necessary for the trip is reckoned with the help of the sun and stars. Without fail, all the Yanomama who are expected to attend actually do arrive on time. Even though no musical instruments are played during the celebration itself, the Yanomama manage nonetheless to generate ecstatically wild rhythms with an ever-intensifying series of chanted questions and answers. More than ceremonial conversations for the exchange of stories and ideas, these pulsating chants, known as strahi, are a convenient method of releasing the psychic tension produced by the epena. In fact, during the ceremony, the Yanomama are so intoxicated by the drug that most of their words are utterly meaningless and are emitted more for emotional release than symbolic content. The Rehau festival ends with a very important ceremony for the Yanomama, their annual endo-cannibalistic ritual. Painted in mourning colors, the women come forth with the bones of their departed relatives in baskets, while the men carry elongated wooden mortars to crush them in. These bones were not exhumed, but were saved for this annual ceremony after the body to which they belonged was cremated in the main clearing in front of the Shapun. A dead man's soul is doomed to wander about the jungle, bringing ill and psychological discomfort to the community, unless the Yanomama liberate it from its earthly ties and help it along to the abode of the blessed with a magic ritual. The bones are crushed and passed through a sieve for many hours until a fine powder is obtained. The powder is preserved in the dried shell of a fruit called kuya and will be used in the next Rehau festival because, as a rule, the Yanomama will only consume the powder that was mixed in a preceding ceremony. Mixing the pulverized bones of their ancestors with the fermented banana mash, they begin the ritual by slowly sipping the unsavory combination. Only after the last drop has been downed will the dead man's soul be set free to begin the long journey into the next world. Amazonia, farewell. Soon legions of civilized men will despoil your virgin forests with guns and bulldozers to build their roads of commerce. Civilization has discovered raw materials that your proud savages never even dreamed of exploiting. The fine and simple crafts of your native inhabitants will be buried under cement. From savage to consumer slaves. Farewell, Amazonia. In Africa, as in Amazonia, the forest is the primal source of all magic and the terrestrial residence of the spirits. Complex rituals are dedicated to trees and animals of all sorts. A visiting white man would do well to participate in these rituals and, if necessary, feign belief. If not, he might be abandoned by the guides accompanying his expedition or hunting party. Ammunition, bullets, one of the white man's most unfortunate contributions to the world, has already managed to enter the witch doctor's magic circle. The spasmodic movements of a decapitated chicken will decide what the immediate future has in store. If its agony carries it outside the circle, a dark cloud hovers over the expedition. If its pathetic tottering brings it inside with its claws pointing toward the cartridges, the future will be bright. Here we see magic in action. While the white man is busy estimating the value of the elephant's ivory tusks, his guide makes a gris-gris, or charm bracelet, out of some hairs plucked from the animal's tail. The bracelet is considered a talisman, a charm for bringing luck to future hunting trips. Fear is an equitable price to pay for this offense against the Earth's greatest land animal. Before the carvers begin their gory task, the guide ends the ritual by dipping the elephant's tail into some of its own blood, spraying the air, the earth, and the plants of the surrounding forest. This is an act of reconciliation and atonement, and yet no amount of sacrificial blood can make one forget that twitching eye ripped from its socket and hidden so quickly. In the end, no amount of religion, ritual, or custom can justify man's cruelty or camouflage his cowardice and shame. The claws of a predatory bird are also a source of magic. Novices of a secret society are marked on the chest during their consecration to the spirit Ngakola. Secret organizations, particularly in the fields of religion and politics, abound in Africa. A blend of terror and magic is used to bind new recruits to unfathomable depths of fanaticism and depravity. Of course, even their medical practices are but thinly